folks, welcome back to Highest Gear Reviews. I'm Lou Thomas, and once again, thank you so much for joining me. Hey, if you can do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It does me a huge favor as far as getting these videos onto YouTube and all the other channels. And if you have already pressed it, hey, I appreciate it. So today, I'd like to present to you the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee. This one, of course, is the L, which is kind of the longer version, and it's a three-row version of the Jeep Cherokee. So, as far as some things we have on this particular one, this one's kind of a more basic package one, but I think it's one that a lot of people are going to be interested in just because it's actually affordable, right? This one's, you know, they start around the $43,000 price range, go all the way up to $70,000. So, I mean, the sky's the limit almost as far as these Jeeps these days. Like I said, this one here is kind of a more basic one. It does kind of have like the blacked out package on it, which really looks really cool as far as the black wheels, everything's kind of blacked out on it. Some other features on this particular one. This one's going to be the 290 horsepower V6 engine. You can get them with a 357 horsepower V8 engine, which is going to be like a monster engine in this thing. It's going to be awesome. You can also get them in two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. Uses kind of the Quadra-Track system. There's three different types of all-wheel drive systems available. This one is an all-wheel drive one, more of a basic all-wheel drive system. Also has a 8-speed automatic transmission. Also available, you can get air ride suspension as well, which kind of adjusts the height up and down, all that kind of stuff as far as driving positions or where you're going off-road, on-road, all that kind of stuff. As far as the motor in this one, like I said, this one does have the V6. 0 to 60, I mean, it's nothing to jump up and down, but it's adequate. It's going to be about 8 seconds, 0 to 60. Like I said, you can get the V8 one in this, which is just a monster. That's going to drop the 0 to 60 time down to about 6.2 seconds, which is just ridiculous, especially with the weight of these things. I mean, this truck weighs about 5,100 pounds, okay? So going 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds, that's actually quite a feat. I mean, you got to give them some credit there. As far as fuel mileage goes, I mean, it's a Jeep, right? They're not going to be great. All the SUVs aren't going to be great. This particular one, the V6 configuration, it's going to be about 19 to about 28 miles per gallon is what they say. The V8 version is going to be 14 to 22, which I think is probably kind of optimistic as far as that city mileage goes. But hey, that's what they say it'll do. You can, of course, tow with one of these as well. This particular one, the V6, is going to tow about 6,200 pounds. The V8 is going to tow about 7,200 pounds. So basically, I mean, it's a vehicle that kind of does everything, right? I mean, it's just huge. I mean, it carries a bunch of people. You can tow your boat behind it, tow your camper behind it, go off-roading, go to the grocery store. It looks really stylish as well. I mean, for a night out on the town, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, just a nicely done vehicle. Pretty much does everything, hits every nail on the head. As far as warranties, when you buy these particular Jeeps, they come with a 3-year, 36,000 mile limited warranty, and about a 60,000 mile powertrain engine and drivetrain type warranty on them. So let's take a closer look at the 2022 Grand Cherokee L. Well, right off the bat, hey, let me just apologize about the location. I had some really kind of high hopes today, but it's been so windy out here. I had to kind of pick a location that gives me a little bit of cover from the wind. But hey, let's take a look at the front end on the new Cherokee. So as I said, this one's kind of the black appearance package, so it's all kind of blacked out. You know, you've got like your 7-piece grille deal here, kind of the Jeep characteristic or trademark. LED lights, nice LED projectors, all that kind of stuff. You do have your little covers here. I'm assuming you can get like your fog lights mounted in there and all that kind of stuff, but everything looks really cool, kind of blacked out, real sinister looking. There's no chrome anywhere on the vehicle, which I kind of like because I think it looks more modern, right? Unless you like the chrome thing, I mean, you know, go for it, but I like the old blacked out look. Just looks sharp, and like I said, these kind of nice grille design as far as integrating into the headlights. It isn't really too big and too crazy. These nice slimline headlights I think looks really sharp as far as a modern design. So yeah, just a cool looking front end on it. All right, so let's take a look at the side of the 22 Grand Cherokee. So like I said, this one's a big vehicle, right? This is the L model, so it's kind of like a long, stretched out vehicle. Has a lot of room inside, of course. So like I said, this one's kind of the blacked out package. Looks cool. Has these 20-inch rims on it. This one has some Bridgestone tires on it. Jeep also has this kind of plastic cladding going around here, which is nice because as far as rock chips, all that kind of stuff, prevents those a little bit. Of course, the cladding continues all the way down here as well. Like I said, everything's blacked out on it. Looks really sinister, kind of the murdered out look on there. You do have your LED turn signals integrated into here, which is a nice touch. Here you have the American flag right on, okay, as far as being a veteran. Good job, guys. Thanks for all the rest of the vets out there. So anyway, the flag's charging forward, we call it, okay? That's the orientation of the flag. It's charging forward. So if you're wondering why it's basically placed the way it is, or the orientation of the flag, but that's what it is. So like I said, this one's nice, full black tab. It's got the black roof rails on it, black door handles. This one has the sunroof on it as well. Just a cool looking vehicle. Kind of these squared off fenders, right? That's kind of a Jeep trademark. I mean, they've got that on all the Jeeps now. And just a cool looking vehicle. So yeah, looks sick. All right, let's look at the back end of our Jeep Grand Cherokee. So nicely done. Like I said, everything's murdered out, right? It's got that kind of black trim. I mean, it just looks cool. It does have these nice LED lights that wrap all the way around, kind of nicely integrated in there. Just a nicely done, nicely shaped body, really, on the vehicle. I mean, everything looks nice. I mean, looks, I don't think I would change a thing, really. Anyway, just press the button right here. Boom, trunk opens up. Fit a bunch of stuff in here. Like I said, this one has the 3-row seating. Doesn't give you much trunk room, you know, when you have it in the 3rd row configuration. But when you fold down these seats, I mean, it is there is a lot of room back here. You can get this with kind of an electronic feature and all that kind of stuff as well, as far as folding them down. And this one's kind of the manual one. So once we do that, boom, folds back down. Easy to get into, lots of room, especially if you fold down the 2nd row seats as well. It's crazy. One thing that I do think is kind of weird is the close button is right here, which I guess is okay. I just kind of wish it was a little bit easier to find, like if you have a, if you're using this for like a tour or something, you open the trunk for the person and they're trying to work out how to close it or something, it's kind of hard to find it. But anyway, just press the button, boom, trunk closes up and off you go. So under the hood on the Jeep, kind of a small little opening here. Just reach in, open her up. Nice, has the strut assist, which is nice. You don't have that little rod holding it up. So like I said, this one is the V6 engine, 290 horsepower. Like I said, I mean, you're still going to be able to tow like 7,200 pounds of this thing. So I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, engine, right, like all the new engines, not much to look at. Just a big kind of bunch of plastic and everything going on here. Let's see, as far as accessibility. So, I mean, I got my radiator coolant type deal here. Windshield wiper fluids over here. Looks like the oil dipstick over here. So, yeah, I mean, everything you're going to need to get to is easy to get to. Air cleaners right here looks pretty easy to get to as well. So, yeah, easy enough. Batteries up front as well. So, hey, does the job. Let's take a look inside the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. So entry, it's a little bit tall. I mean, it's good though. A little bit tall as far as entryway goes, but not too bad at all. Seat feels actually really nice. This is a nice feeling seat. It's kind of firm but very comfortable. I like the bolstering. It isn't too aggressive as far as in the seat pan area and all that kind of stuff. Sides feel really good. It's kind of like a sway type feel, so it holds you in really nicely. Driving position feels great. I feel like I've got about, not too much, maybe like 2 inches of headroom, which is kind of a surprise. I figured I'd have more, and the seat is all the way down. But I don't know, maybe that's because this one has the sunroof as well. But anyway, good enough, right? I'm 6'5", and I fit in it perfectly fine. Steering wheel feels great. It's kind of leather wrapped. Nice size steering wheel. Nice chunky feel, which I really do like as well. It does have the tilt adjustability and all the kind of stuff as well you can do with it. So that's kind of cool, tilt, telescope, and that kind of stuff. So anyway, it feels really good. Everything where it should be. This one has kind of these little paddly type shifters and whatever. You probably never use them, to tell you the truth. You know, you get them and then you never use them. All the controls are where they should be. Push button start. Dash is nice. I kind of like the simplistic design on it. I think it just looks good. There's not too much going on to it. It's not too distracting. It doesn't have any bright colors coming up and reflecting on the windshield. I do kind of like this aluminum or brushed aluminum, I guess, type look on here as well that's integrated into it. Looks really sharp. Nice. I mean, the materials feel pretty decent. Everything that you're going to touch feels pretty decent. Some of it feels a little bit cheap, you know, as far as the really hard plastics, but everything that you're pretty much going to touch feels nice and leather. So, yeah, good job. I The door panels look good. They did use a little bit of almost a piano blackish type finish. It's kind of like a flash carbon look, which is a little bit glossy. It's going to show a lot of dust, but no, otherwise feels good. Good driving position, visibility, good to go. Inside the 2022 Cherokee is a very nice place. Size-wise, I mean, it's a big vehicle. I don't see why you'd need anything really bigger than this. I mean, obviously there's bigger ones like the Wagoneer, then the other competition. Of course, you have the Expeditions, the Tahoes, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, this just seems like a good-sized vehicle. It's just seems like a good-sized vehicle for a family. Anyway, like I said, nice seating position. Steering feel feels great. Has a lot going on as far as controls in here, so this is going to take a little bit of getting used to all kinds of stuff. Like I said, it has kind of these, like electronic, button feel, kind of. I guess you could call them paddle shifters if you want to call them paddle shifters, just the gear selectors on the side. Like I said, you get them and really no one ever really uses them, really, to tell the truth. But anyway, they're there. Dash looks really cool. It has lots of different displays you can do. I mean, there's so much stuff going on the dash. It's going to take you a little while to learn all this stuff. And I mean, there's a bunch of different things you can do on here. Nice clear display, real crisp graphics. Just looks really, really cool. As far as the center stack goes, so you have your start-stop button over here as far as the ignition and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, this is kind of, this section here and this section here is kind of what I would call a carbon flash type look. It's kind of almost like a blackish gray metallic look, and it looks really cool, kind of dark. The rest of it's all this kind of piano black, and man, I know it looks really cool when it's brand new and stuff, but oh, it is just a nightmare to keep clean. So as far as manufacturers, please stop putting this piano black in. Like I said, it looks great, but you'll see when you get one, after a little while, it just gets filthy, shows fingerprints, dust, everything, and it's the same for every vehicle that has it. So, but anyway, it's there. Anyway, has all kind of the buttons up here: auto start, stop, control, lane assist, stability control, parking controls, all that kind of stuff. They're kind of an odd position up here. They're just not exactly where I would have put them, to tell you the truth, but they're kind of an odd position. But I guess you don't really use them too much. They're kind of out of the way. It does have kind of the brushed aluminum look on here. The infotainment center on this thing is really fast, really responsive. Like I said, this one's kind of a lower trim package, but you can get a bigger display. There's even one that has a display in here for the passengers, like a 10-inch monitor or something for the passenger, where they can watch whatever they're doing. They can put the navigation on there as well. Real responsive. I mean, it jumps between features basically. Really quick system, relatively intuitive as well. I mean, it didn't seem too hard to get used to. Infinite amount of stuff that you can do on it. Your heating, ventilation controls are all down here. This one does have the heated seats, heated steering wheel, which is nice. Lots of connectivity as well, which I really like. They really went out of their way as far as connectivity issues go. It does have your regular USB-Cs, an auxiliary jack, 12-volt power supply. So they got you covered right there. Kind of this cool little panel right here that closes down. Very simple as far as the shifting goes, right? This one's all-wheel drive, but it does everything automatically for you. Just has your rotary dial right here. You just rotate the dial go to the different positions: park, reverse, neutral, drive. This one doesn't have the low range. Like I said, it's a kind of a more basic model, but you can get ones that have like the low range, all the controls as far as your all-wheel drive system, that kind of stuff. Two nicely sized cup holders, kind of backlit in there as well. A little compartment here as well, which you can fit quite a bit of stuff in here. I mean, yeah, there's pretty good room in there. But all in all, nicely done. Controls for the sunroof and all that kind of stuff are up here as well. Tailgate opening as well. But no, I mean, it's just I think they did a nice job. It looks really cool. Real nice design, and I think you'll be really happy with it. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if I fit in here. So like I said, 6'5", around 260 pounds, and I know I'm going to fit. So anyway, let's take a look though. Hopping on in. Easy entry. Door opens nicely. Seats feel really good. Yeah, no, they feel nice. So these ones have kind of the adjustable backrest as well. This one does have the captain's seats in it, which are really, really cool. Has the little side armrest in here. A little vent control right here, which is real nice. A normal kind of grab handle over here. Does have a little map light here. That's kind of cool. So a little entry light here as well. As far as legroom, my normal driving position, so that's a 6'5" driver, 6'5" passenger. And as you can see, I can still kind of go like this with my knees, right? Normally on most vehicles I'm always off to the side. Has a little compartment here. You can put some whatever you want to put in here, right? Stuff for the kids, whatever. It does have a nice control back here. Has the climate control system back here as well. It's digital as well, which is really cool as well. And then it does have a lot of connectivity again. So this one has, actually that's pretty cool. Has 115 volt AC, so you can plug stuff in. Has 2 USB, 2 USB-Cs as well back here as well. Cup holder's in kind of a weird position, but that's because it's the captain seats, right? So you got to kind of make a walkway to get through here, but the cup holder's over here. But no, it feels really good. Headroom, not too bad. It's actually higher than I thought it would be, and it's kind of cool because I think it gives you a little bit more of that stadium type seating where you can see out the front when you're sitting back here. But no, it feels really nice. Comfortable place to be. All right, so why do you buy the L? Well, it's because you have the third row seat back there, right? So kind of cool the way they did it. There's a couple of different ways you can do this, but the easiest way I found to do it is you're coming up to it. There's a handle up here. You just kind of pull this handle, and this seat literally just kind of like slings forward in a way. So it's kind of cool. And then you just hop on in. And we're back in the back here. So, yeah. That was actually surprisingly easy. I think it's actually pretty ingenious the way they did it. So, whoop, holy cow. Let me get out. Okay, a little bit harder getting out, but now it's pretty cool. Put it back in, push it here, and off you go. All right, so once we get inside our Jeep, let's pull the seat up, gracefully enter this time. Hey, not too bad. I actually fit back here. I'm kind of surprised. Now, admittedly, as far as legroom goes, this is going to be for your shorter people, right? So you're going to throw the kids way back here, or just your kind of shorter folks that you're carrying. But I mean, not too bad. Headroom, of course, it's kind of limited, right? That's to be expected back here as well. But, I mean, not too bad of a place to be. You have a nice headrest back here. Good connectivity again. Thank you, Jeep. I appreciate it. As far as a USB-C, cup holder over here. I've got my own vent control over here as well, which is nice. So, yeah, actually kind of surprising. Not too bad. Like I said, for your shorter folks, but hey, you can definitely get 6 people pretty easily into this vehicle in this particular configuration with these captain seats. If you don't have the captain seat, I guess you can get 7 in here. So, hey, not too bad. As far as drivability for the Grand Cherokee, the 2022 Grand Cherokee L, actually it's a nice driving vehicle, really. Like I said, this one's the 3.6, so you know, like I said, it's not going to set your hair on fire as far as acceleration, but it's more than adequate for what you're going to use it for. Like I said, comfortable. It's kind of a firmish feeling suspension, but not too bad. It does feel comfortable. The steering is extremely light. Like just a very light steering feel. Brakes felt really good as far as didn't notice any kind of brake fade, anything like that. And just good feeling vehicle. I mean, the body roll feels pretty good on it. Not too much. I guess kind of what you would expect for an SUV. As far as the shifting, I really don't even notice it shifting at all. This 8-speed transmission is just so smooth. I mean, they're all getting so incredibly good now. And this one's no different, just a really good transmission. Like I said, visibility is great. As far as the engine, it's a little bit, I'd say it's a little bit rough feeling, this particular V6 one. I'm not too sure about the V8 one as far as the Hemi motor, but this one just feels, it's a little bit growly, I guess you could say. It's not quite as refined as some of the others would be, some of the imports, but still a really strong feeling vehicle. Fun to drive. I think you'll really enjoy it. So as far as drivability, no, I didn't have any complaints at all. And of course, this vehicle does have all the usual safety features as far as your adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. The lane keep assist, I did think, is a little bit wondery, I guess you could call it. Just seems to go from side to side a little bit. So just be careful if you have the lawman behind you. Might think you're driving drunk or something. But does have that forward collision warning, all that kind of stuff. Rear view camera looks really clear. Didn't have any issues with that. So Well, pretty much has every safety feature you'd want in your vehicle, so good to go. Well, there you have it, folks, the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee L. So like I said, if you're looking for a vehicle that pretty much does everything, can carry a bunch of people, I mean 7 people in the right configuration, this might be the one for you, okay? All-wheel drive, available with V6, huge V8 if you want it, for those kind of power crazy folks out there. I know I would like a V8, but maybe the V6 is the way to go, right, as far as gas prices go. So like I said, cool looking vehicle, all-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, whatever you want. 8-speed automatic transmission, just does everything really well. So again, take a look at it, the 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And hey, once again, thanks so much for watching. Hey, please hit that subscribe button, I'd appreciate it. Take care, folks.